By now, I'd be getting like 12 text messages going, are you guys doing a show today? Or are you not doing it? You guys aren't on yet.
Right.
Right. Waiting for everybody to get those notifications. Oh, Distance Nerding's going live.
Oh, look. Distance Learning's going live.
Oh, I mean, I actually just got that notification myself.
Yeah.
Right there, YouTube, Distance Nerding is live.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Give this a couple seconds here. Should actually probably play some music while we wait.
Oh.
Greatest thing ever is I look down. I got to go to the music thing, and last thing I was listening to, Bad Bunny.
Hey.
El Conejo Malo.
Nice.
Can't go wrong with a little bit of El Conejo Malo. Also, would be a good idea for me to actually connect my my music here. All right, let's play a song while we wait here.
Let's do it. Maybe.
As pretty as that is, I'm going to do this one. Yeah.
I can't hear anything, so.
You can't hear anything? Okay, this is a good way. No. Okay, this is good for me to troubleshoot this. Okay, let's figure this out. So I'm gonna start messing with some stuff. Let me know if you actually if you start hearing the music on this, okay?
Okay. Nothing thus far.
Nothing yet. Damn, I have been messing with all kinds of stuff here. This is the fun of like new software.
Oh, there it is.
But are you getting echo from me?
Keep talking.
Does it sound like there's echo going on? Like there's more than one of me speaking?
No.
Can you hear yourself?
Testing. No.
Echo cancellation was causing it not to play the music.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah. Troubleshooting on the fly, ladies and gentlemen. Saewong, I see you in the chat there. This is probably why everybody couldn't hear all the sound bites before, so hold on. I'm going to go to the sound pads here. Tell me if you hear this.
Yep, I hear it.
Echo cancellation has been causing nothing to work.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
So happy that I figured that out.
Whew. I say wrong.
suppresses noises and other advanced audio processing features for higher quality sound.
Like, you are obviously a little bit quieter because music is playing, but you know.
Well, yeah, because the music's
Other than
playing.
that,
Do I
it's
sound
good.
louder when I turn that down?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll let this song kind of like roll for a little bit here. It's almost done. It's only got like 10 seconds left. So happy
Nice
that
to be
this
able to
has
hear the
now been
music again,
figured
yeah.
out. Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
happy that this has now been figured out. So, with that being said, now you guys can hear the theme song again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the show.
Do it.
Distance nerding.
Woo!
Yay, everything works again.
Woo! Actually, I could hear like the theme before, but it was really, really faint. So,
What happened now? What?
but no, I was saying I
No, I'm being real. I heard
Oh,
the
okay.
music.
no, I was saying I could hear the theme before, but it was really quiet. So
Because it was probably playing through my headphones going
It was
into the
playing
mic.
through- yeah.
So now, amazing. Everything works again. You guys can actually hear everything. My mic is up
No.
way too loud. All right. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another Thursday. I've got a little bit of the Nintendo to finish, but I've got a new build today that we're going to do. We've got great guests like usual, returning guests here, but I love these guys, and I can't wait to talk about this this new book and everything they've got going on. But before we jump into all of that, God, my camera looks terrible right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's okay. You fix one thing, next thing is terrible, and then of course I'm also SHDU. Ladies and gentlemen. This show, everything we do here, is brought to you by the good folks over at W. I'm about to abuse the living shit out of this soundboard because it hasn't been working.
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Stupid!
Yeah, there we go. Just make sure that works. How about woo? Yep, Ric Flair is in the building.
What?
Adam West is here.
Evil!
And of course, we end on Mermaid Man. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is brought to you by W. W is a brand of energy drinks created to help focus concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. W contains no maltodextrin, no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Find out more about W at www.w.gg. Use the code NERDING10 and get 10% off your order.
You don't say.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stewie, and we will continue to do this. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are here, and we're about to have a shit ton of fun. So let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, these guests today have been on the show before, but I kind of feel like it is fitting to introduce them this way. Again, they are two creators with one shared vision and a story. It's been fermenting in the indie comics underground like something powerful waiting to break the surface. Whew, gives me chills every time I reread that again. So with that there, I know, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to speak again with amazing artist and amazing writer, and we're going to be talking about their new book today, and it's going to be a great, amazing time because, again, these dudes are amazing at what they do, and I can't wait to talk about From Dark Corners 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the creators of Dark Corners 2, it is Kolby Diaz and Mark Noslerler.
No.
I'm on the
Thank
wrong
you guys
screen.
for having us.
See, we're on the wrong screen here. There we go. The kids are happy you're here. All right, what's up, guys?
What's up? What's up? How's it going?
Always good, man. Again, we're super happy to have you guys back on and talk about this this next book. We kind of covered it a little bit kind of just like in concept when we were when you guys were on the show last. But now kind of covering it, it's out. We can talk about it. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, we have some artwork and some stories to share with everybody visually. We'd be happy to go into detail and answer any questions that anybody has.
Absolutely, man. So kind of jumping in from kind of like the last time that we talked about this stuff, but you know, we talked a lot about sin last time and kind of where that came from and kind of like, you know, the massive blending of mythology and everything you guys did with that book. But with from Dark Corners, you guys kind of approach this a little bit differently from the way you approach sin. What was kind of the impetus for this? How did you guys come up with this idea of an anthology series with so many horror elements?
So it was born out of necessity as the primary reason behind it. I think we may have touched on it a little bit, so I apologize if I'm treading over ground we've gone over before. But it's I write the stories, and Mark and I both started making comic books together, but we have day jobs and, you know, busy adult lives and all of that. So it's much quicker for me to write the stories than it is for Mark to draw the stories. And we just kind of got to a point where it's like, okay, we have our main lines in the work that we're working on, like Sin, Headless Horseman, Frankenstein. But what's another book that we could create that practically would fit our need of being able to release more frequently? And that's where From Dark Corners came from. I write all of the stories, and each issue has stories varying in page length. So the first one is 10 3-page stories. The second one, oh boy, I've written so many of these, I'm getting jumbled up. It's 4 8-page stories. And then the third one is 5 6-page stories. And they're all drawn by different artists in each issue. So they're all working on them at the same time. I write the script, I send it out to the artists. They draw shorter stories during the same time. And then we hope that we could just release these more often.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and what's cool is that, you know, doing the convention circuits, we meet a lot of artists that, you know, you network with, you dig their work, and then over time we've built up a roster of people that we can send these shorter stories to, and it's less pressure for the artist to be like, hey, instead of getting you on board for a 30-page, you know, full issue, how's 6 pages sound? And that's, you know, a lot more doable for people, you know, in the indie scene. So yeah, it's worked out. And now, yeah, we're 3 volumes into this thing, and it's kind of like the main product we have at shows now. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely something that drew me in when I first met you guys at the Sinister Creature Con, or it was Sinister Halloween Con, and yeah, I mean, I remember walking by, and one of my buddies was just like, "You have to check them out. These guys are dope." And as soon as I had, like as soon as I had started having the conversation with you guys, I was like, "Yeah, no, that tracks. These guys are dope."
Thank you. Yeah, and game recognizes game. I feel like it's easy when you meet cool people at these conventions. You don't end up even talking about the product that you're selling there. I feel like we talked about like all kinds of stuff.
We
TV shows, movies, books, everything.
Right, exactly. You know, we ended up having all these conversations, and it was like, "Yep. Well, now I know I want you on my show, so let's do this."
Right.
So thankful to be here too. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Cool. So I know this is much more of a general question, but like, what's the process of writing one of these? Not exactly the actual, like, not the art portion, just the writing portion.
So for the writing portion, the cool thing with all of these stories is like Headless Horseman, Frankenstein, or Sin. You have these long ongoing narratives, and you come up with all this lore and characters, and I don't know, you have all these big ideas, and that's, you know, that's amazing and awesome to do. But with these, it's like a completely different ballpark because you get in and you get out quick. Like the first issue is 10 3-page stories. So it's kind of like you get to like rapid fire story ideas and scratch different itches for different genres you might want to try. Like it's all horror related, but like it might be sci-fi horror. It might be about a ghost. It might be.
So what are the different genres that you're kind of going?
Yeah, so there's all kinds. I don't know if I should like we have. Should I start a screen share or
Yeah, man,
prefer I just talk?
Yeah,
okay,
go for it.
Cool. Oh, awesome. There it is. So did you guys get a chance to look at the first From Dark Corners? Because Mark has a story in here. I figured we could focus more. Definitely cover the projects that he drew too, since we're both here. But
yeah, no, I did get a chance to
sweet.
to read from the first From Dark Corners.
Okay. So like this first one, this is the cover drawn by John Villamarine, our amazing artist for the Headless Horseman Frankenstein book.
Cool.
He's done a cover on each of these stories, and then he's done a story in each of them so far. He might be busy with Headless Horseman Frankenstein Dungeon Party, which is the sequel to the first Headless Horseman Frankenstein. But anyways, let me digress. So we have like a fun warning about opening this book and the dangers that might follow suit there. We have 10 stories. The first one is I believe, a clever werewolf story that kind of plays off of the premise of An American Werewolf in London. And that's called Beware the Moors. And then we have For the Castile, which is about Spanish conquistadors coming over to the New World and, what it means to be a man. And, I don't want to give too much away, but those are kind of the themes there. And it's more of like the evil and humanity for that story.
Ooh, okay.
Alive is the first-person POV of artificial intelligence coming online and becoming self-aware and it observing humanity as humanity ages the way that humans do, and it being, long-standing. Aggressive Mimicry is, and please stop me if you have any questions, and I can go to any of these stories.
No, you're good. I was enjoying hearing all this.
Okay, cool. Aggressive Mimicry is kind of a creepy psychological horror that delivers on the goods for creature features too by the end of it. Nice. I like my monsters. That's kind of like a common theme throughout all of this. As I'm writing them, I'm like, I love writing monsters. Apparently, there's a monster in like pretty much every single one of these. Denby's Bridge gets into some Norse mythology and some horror elements there. The Sunderbans is an actual place. It's a jungle over in India where there are a lot of tiger attacks. So that's what that story is about. They Steal Your Face is the perspective of a kid waking up in the middle of the night to their mother being in a panic and you learning the reason why. The Clenched Mind is a story about young love and how you connect your life to another person with a supernatural twist. Revenge of the Cat People is a story that I wrote for Mark because he loves cats and horror, and it's both of those, and he completely crushed it. One of the best panels in all of our books is a cool kind of splashy image in that Mark drew. And then Two Vampires on a Roof.
Mark, so we can agree on that.
Cats?
Yeah, no,
okay.
I'm also a cat person, so.
Oh, heck yeah. My girlfriend is a major cat person. I love cats and dogs.
I mean,
Mark
I
loves dogs
have a
too.
dog right here next to me, but yeah, cats just edit out a little bit.
Yeah.
Continue.
And then Two Vampires on a Roof is our last story, and it's two vampires, a couple that have been together for a few centuries, and they're looking at the state of the modern world and feeling a little pessimistic about it.
I heavily identify with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I wrote it. I wrote it in a way to, I hope, be cathartic. I mean, at least me writing it, I felt some catharsis there, and
That's good.
yeah, I felt like it was a good way to wrap up this first issue there. Because I mean, what's scarier than modern times and what's actually going on in the world?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the real horror. Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, there's a variety of
war.
things.
That's we're not yet.
Right.
War is a
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Famine, disease, all that fun stuff. Yeah.
By the way,
no, but it is,
bam!
yeah, it
I
sounds
don't know
like
if
a
you guys
variety
can
of
see that
genres.
on the screen, but that's
Oh yeah,
dope.
Bumblebee, nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So, but no, it sounds like a nice variety of genres. Not all of them like strictly what you would think of as like traditional horror. So that's cool.
Yeah, I tried to curate it to where you have peaks and valleys as far as like how intense they are or what the tone is. I'm writing 4 right now. It's just about done, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, like you want you. It's kind of like creating an album. You're trying to like create the with the songs in an album. You're trying to create the experience of
Right.
I don't know, just having a full experience
Trying
together.
to guide
So,
people along a certain path to kind of emotion and all of that. Yeah, I got.
yes.
I'm not gonna
that's
lie. A lot of those stories sound familiar. Like I did read them. I don't know if you sent us an advance copy, and I may have actually read this.
Yeah, I wasn't. I couldn't. I was thinking that maybe we talked about it, but we didn't talk about it like super in depth last time. I checked, and I'm pretty sure I sent From Dark Corners 1 and Headless Horseman Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But Eddie, I just had like an inkling. I was like, oh, maybe I should share this one too, especially since Mark did such a killer job on his story in it.
I'm going to go double check right now. I'm like, I feel like I like some of these stories sound so familiar.
Yeah. So yeah, I see a couple of
and some of these
historical ones there.
artists, all their
yeah.
handles are here, but I think some of them have updated their handles since then.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I'm trying, of course, on reprints and stuff, I can update it if they change their Instagram handle. But when you see these people's beautiful artwork, I want you to be able to know exactly where to find them, and I hope get them more work or exposure for
Yeah,
whatever it is
absolutely.
they're trying to do with their careers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's always the goal, is to try to get more people to check out your guys' work.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
definitely work that needs to be seen. It needs to be checked out, because again, I think I fawned over you last time, but like it's just the way you write your stories. They're so well thought out and so well researched and well written.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I think we talked, or I think we did, but or maybe I don't know what we've talked about in person and what's been on the podcast, but we're nerds and we think like if you can see my room, but everything that we think is awesome, we try to put in here, and we're storytelling fans. So for me, I'm always trying to make sure, like, if it's already been said and done before, I'm not going to do it again. Like,
Right.
for the longest time, I didn't do a zombie story because I was like, because The Walking Dead was on everyone's minds for so long, and it's all everyone talked about. I felt like, okay, zombies has been said and done. I don't need to do anything with that. And then one day, I was getting ready for work, and I was literally tying my shoes, and this idea hit me like a freight train, and I was like, I feel like I have something original to say with zombies. I mean, I might be wrong, but as far as my exposure, being a horror fan, I hadn't seen it been done before. So,
Right.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
And like I'll confirm with you here that I haven't read these ones, because I'm going through the artwork and like I don't remember any of this artwork.
Okay.
I remember a lot of the stories, and it may have just been that we had conversations outside of this. Where we talked about the stories. Was like, I remember some of those stories. I remember reading some of those stories.
Yeah, we've run into each other a couple times in person, so definitely could have been the case.
Right.
I'm wondering if Mark's phone may have died or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did we lose Mark?
Yeah, he popped off, and I was. Oh, there he is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it froze on me, so I
Okay.
jumped out and came back in.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. No, I
Well,
see.
well,
yeah, so,
welcome back, Mark. The children have spoken.
Children have spoken. Um,
I have spoken. We're
that's
nerds.
good. Yep, we're nerds.
No,
Uh,
no.
what?
The stickers that come with the Lego kit,
Mm-hmm.
they stuck to the instruction manual, so like some of them like peeled off.
Oh. Yeah, no, I see there's a couple of like historically inspired things here as well.
Mm-hmm.
But besides just general horror stuff, what were a lot of, I mean, I know that was on the last one, but like what were your specific inspirations, let's say? More than just like general stuff.
Well, for a horror anthology, there's so many amazing ones like Tales from the Crypt or Creep Show. Tales from the Hood was one that I watched a lot when I was a kid. I don't know if you guys seen that from the 90s.
I think we talked about this on the last one, but like anytime I think of Tales from the Hood, I always think back to like the Puppet Master story that they told.
Oh, that's the creepiest one.
Right, and then
for
I
me.
think, and then I think about Penny Hardaway.
Is that an actor?
Oh man, Penny Hardaway was a basketball player in the 90s, and he had these commercials. Like he had a shoe deal, and he had these commercials with Little Penny, and Little Penny was a what you call it? He was a puppet of Anthony Hardaway.
And it looked like one of those puppets from the movie.
It came out around the same time, so it just reminded me of him.
I remember the teeth. Those teeth look sharp on the puppets.
Right.
Creep me out.
And then there was the one where the dude turns into the devil at the end.
Yeah. I'm like, do I spoil? Is it possible for me to spoil a movie from the 90s, or like
No.
what should I say?
You can't spoil a movie from the 90s. If you didn't watch a movie from the 90s, that's your fault.
Yeah. The dude that runs the funeral home that they go to, that they're the gang members that are kind of like the narrative device with the funeral home. They're kind of like picking on him because he's an older man and stuff, but he's ominous, and at the end there's a pretty crazy reveal that traumatized me a little bit.
Yeah, when you find out that he's the devil.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, this is terrible.
That was I remember all those stories. Tales from the Hood was definitely one of those movies I watched when I was younger.
Great one.
Classic.
SHDU, it's another movie for your list.
Yeah, I know. My
SHDU is 22.
23.
Okay, it makes sense. You wouldn't have seen this.
Right.
Thank you, someone, for saying that. Thank you.
But that's the whole point of me pointing out how old you are.
Guys.
Yeah, that's the whole point of me pointing out how old you are, is because that's the excuse. Is you're young, and your excuse is that can't.
I know
shit.
it will become less and less an excuse as I get older. I understand what you're saying, but
well, you're going to be saying that to somebody that's 22 down the road about the movies that you grew up watching. Like,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean you haven't seen Iron Man?
Right. Exactly.
And that's literally Peter Parker saying, "I watched this really
that really old movie.
With Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back. Like, oh, my heart.
I know. Well, hey,
I'm having a heart attack because I'm an old man.
Look, there are some movies you have to watch.
Yeah.
Regardless of when they were made. So, and I wouldn't be a big Star Wars nerd if I hadn't done that. So.
I was thinking maybe I could start scrolling through some of these, and then maybe Mark can give commentary on the art side, because there's so many different styles in here, and then we can really go more in depth when we get to his stories. And depending on the time that we have, we could just jump to the pieces that he's done. There's so many awesome ones between these 3 books.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, just go through it, whatever you want to do.
Mark, did you want to? Were you cool commenting on different art styles and or in these, and us just kind of perusing over them, or okay?
Yeah, for sure.
And then we can give a shout out to these awesome artists that worked on this project. So this is Beware the Moors, and this is by the artist Tiger Child, who posts a lot of cool stuff on their Instagram account.
Very cool.
Beware the Moors.
Yeah, and I can zoom in, or
I was going to say, so that's referring to the people group, the historical people group, I assume, yeah? Or
in this case, not quite, not quite.
That's why you heard me say it that way. Is beware the Moors, huh? Okay, I need some explanation.
because I was like, wait, are you talking about like people from Al-Andalus or whatever? But
Yeah,
okay.
be afraid of black people. It's fine. Just
Okay, not like that. Not like that. Like, I'm not trying to get us canceled.
no, so that's the joke. That's the joke.
Yeah. We're not on some true romance monologues over here.
We actually
Great monologue, great movie. Tarantino's my favorite filmmaker,
Yeah.
but it's
we made
okay.
our
So
own, Tales from the Hood.
right. Yeah. Those
It's also
influences really sunk in.
It's also Othello.
I was gonna go Othello, but yeah, okay, you know.
But so in American Werewolf in London, they warned the American tourists to beware the moors, and it's like the foggy lands, you know, like stay to the roads. They go to a tavern, beware the moors. And I'm thinking, you know, if I'm an American tourist and if I'm in America even, and some locals are like, hey, stay away from this area, the characters in the movie, they go, oh, well, that's the shortest way from point A to point B. Let's just cut through this, despite what the locals are direly warning us against. Me, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to the roads and be in civilization. So this main character, you know, as a writer, everything's empathetic. I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to them. So this character does, and that's how the story starts. He listens to the warning, but it turns out that he misunderstands what they meant by the warning, and that's what the twist is.
Nice.
But yeah, we got this awesome black and white art style here.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
A lot of open panels.
Yeah, I always appreciate when the artists hand letter their stuff.
Oh yeah, it's killer.
It all
There's
goes
something
with-
beautiful about that, though. Too.
Yeah, it blends in with their line work and becomes one complete piece. And
Right.
you know, they've got some cool, you know, it's like an Americana, obviously manga influenced, you know, but they got the half tones going on. But the hand lettered thing, I always feel like that elevates it and just makes it one cohesive piece. But yeah, you'll see various versions of lettering throughout all these stories, which, you know, it keeps it fresh with, especially with the attention span of people nowadays, like having these bite-sized stories with the various different styles.
The concept is brilliant.
And it's cool. So, and taking the stuff that you know, it's not like, you know, obviously everything's been done, right? But, you know, taking the Moors, and instead of making it a setting, maybe it's actually the last name of a family. You know what I mean? So, you know, spoilers. It's cool. Yeah, I mean,
we'll get to that page anyway. So
yeah. But yeah, the delivery on this one, and I feel like this is actually the first one, at least Kolby was sharing with me when all of these anthologies were just an idea. I remember him telling me the idea of this one. And yeah, this is about the time, you know, I was full on board with Sin. John was full on board with Headless Horseman Frankenstein. And that's when we really started figuring out like, oh, okay, we're going to need to get a roster of people to do these other stories. And what's cool about doing these short stories I feel like for Kolby is like, it's an exercise that you could apply to a longer format comic where you can make a whole story in 3 pages. Well, man, you know, if times that by, you know, 3 or 4, and you could make a 20-pager, you know, really impactful with just how you can, you know, have the ups and downs. I feel like the skill set of doing this exercise can be applied to everything else we do.
Right.
So Yeah, let's keep scrolling through this
Oh,
one because
I
this
mean,
is
yeah.
one of my favorites. Like, we came out swinging with this one. I feel like.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No
Yeah, so- no,
coincidence.
I
This
mean,
is the opening story.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
there's a
Yeah.
shot. Yeah, that the third page of this one. I mean, yeah, the artist. I feel like Kolby has a good eye for tailoring each story to the artist as well. Um, yeah, you can see like shit starting to go haywire here for this person as they're starting to become self-aware that, oh boy, what have I gotten myself into here? Like, like you said, I thought I was doing the right thing and following these locals and their instructions, but maybe this was all a cruel joke and they've just sent me to the meat grinder in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the woot woot woot, like in the bottom corner. Like, yeah, this is all stuff that I geek out on. It reminds me of the old Torment McFarlane Spider-Man series with when he would do the boom, 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 and it was the drums
Right.
being from the voodoo chick, and it was ringing in Peter Parker's head. Like this just gives me total '90s nostalgia.
Yeah. No, it's like dramatic and visceral. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, these faces are
really-
just so terrible and creepy,
Yeah,
and then
God. Yeah, I again, I love the artwork that is on here all together, but then also just again, it's that hand lettering kind of gives
it's
it
really
like it kind of gives it such a different feel to it, you know.
And that's what people,
Yeah.
I feel like they get hung up on trying to make it look so perfect and so clean. And, I'll even get caught up in that sometimes. But then when you look at something that looks so indie and underground and all handmade, it's just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it's a whole
complements-
nother vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, it complements what you're trying to do, especially with this kind of story or with a lot of these. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It adds to the environmental kind of.
Yeah, there's an atmosphere to
Yeah.
it for sure.
The
It,
atmosphere.
it almost gives me like there was an old anime movie called Blood, the Last Vampire that gives me a little bit of vibes from that. I feel like this person might be around our age, so they're probably all into very similar stuff growing up.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's just one 3-pager. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so
Yeah.
much across these 3 volumes.
you're going to see so many different art styles. Some of them are black and white. Some of them are in color. We have a tattoo artist did a story in here with like a super unique, cool look. We have a children's book artist out of San Francisco. You have some
if
local
you just
people
want to
in
keep
here.
going through it and show off art and stuff, well,
Yeah.
keep on
I just
going,
wanted to point out how hilarious this book title is really quick. That's the only thing I wanted to say on this page. So basically the character is like, oh yeah, I've been reading self-help books and I'm trying to get out, explore the world. And I did not write this book title. Tiger Child did. And it is so on the money. The art of not giving a fuck about your 4-hour work week. Perfect. So freaking funny. But I just wrote like a self-help book, and then they make this super hilarious panel here. And like with horror and comedy, those two 100% go hand in hand. You're getting a visceral reaction to people, and then also if you're comedic, then people become endeared to your characters, and you put them in these bad situations. They're like, oh no, not the guy that made me laugh. No, he can't die.
Right.
Too, and so that's they complement each other really, really well. So.
Or depending on whether like who the guy that made you laugh is, it's like, oh yeah, kill them all, guy who made me laugh, Freddy Krueger.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Yeah. You're gonna do to them, as you said. Yeah. So very, very cool. Yeah.
And then this is the third and final page for this story. Got all the money shots here. So it turns out Mr. and Mrs. Moore are werewolves, and they are picking up prey that they see isolated.
Cool.
So on the first page, you could see that the window, Mrs. Moore's window, was cracked, and now she's kind of like convulsing in the passenger seat, smashes against it. So that's why it's cracked. It's getting cracked even further now. Sick mouth, wolf mouth inside of a human mouth, and darkness there to kind of like fill in the blanks of your imagination. I think that's a big element of horror. I don't like seeing the monsters too much in horror because then they just lose their power. I just watched a movie the other night and I was like, man, this was pretty creepy. And now you're showing me the monster on screen for way too long, and I'm not scared in the slightest anymore.
Yeah.
What movie was it?
It was called Malum, and it's a remake. This was a very interesting experience for me as a writer, especially for horror, and being in comics where basically I'm writing screenplays to send to artists to inspire them, and they can either stick to my direction or they can do something else. I always encourage people to make their own decisions, whatever's going to bring the best out of their work. But the first movie was called The Last Shift. Same writer director, did it on a lower budget, and it's about a rookie police officer doing the last shift overnight at a allegedly haunted police station. And then Malum came out like maybe within 5 years of the first release, and bigger budget. And I was like, okay, so same writer director at the helm, has more money. Let me see what the differences are between the two and which one I like better. And what I thought was interesting with the second one, Malum, is it was almost made for people that saw the first one, because there's a lot more mystery as to what's going on in the first one. And then the remake, again, which only came out like 5 years later or so, is kind of like writing like, okay, you do know all of the mystery now. Let's introduce more lore from the beginning and have that kind of, you pretty much know all the information to begin with, and you get even more of the backstory as to what's going on in that version. But with the more budget, it's like they brought in the demonic creatures and stuff, and I was just like, it was creepier when I didn't, wasn't, you hear a noise here or it's dark or whatever, rather than impressive special effects. But it was just, I don't like to see the monster too much.
No, I get that. I understand that. That makes sense.
And yeah, I don't mean to like badmouth that movie or anything. I thought it did a lot of things
and welcome,
awesome.
Yes, and thanks for coming to the Movie Critics Hour
with Kolby, Mark, and SHDU.
Yes.
Mark, did you have any commentary you wanted to touch on this page?
The way he writes the end.
Oh yeah,
great job. Great job.
There's a lot of artistic freedom in the way that the story was written, and it's very, very visually appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I was so happy when I got these pages back. I was like, he crushed it. I knew he would crush it.
Because he'll be crushing it. Okay. I'm sorry. That just it was low hanging fruit, easy joke.
Yeah. Got to go for it.
Yeah. Not particularly a fan of that artist, but I know the song.
Yeah, I mean, this even kind of looks like a roadside sign a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional, but the whole story takes place in a car on a road. It's definitely dynamic. The end caption there.
Yeah, but it's again, the hand lettering I can't compliment enough. Of just even the lettering looks dangerous.
Yeah.
Looks like the ramblings of a madman wrote this thing.
And they
don't insult Kolby like that.
This is what makes Kolby not a madman.
Right.
If he didn't have this outlet,
exactly.
I wonder what would happen if Kolby didn't have this as an outlet. He'd probably
he'd be throwing head kicks.
I was gonna say he'd probably be kicking more people in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was martial arts, and then it was this. So probably right. I hope my head kicking days aren't over though. In competition, just in competition.
So SHDU, I
I
know.
can give you a list if you want one.
People to head kick.
I know you're somewhat probably lost on where that joke is coming from. Kolby is also an MMA fighter, so it's like
shit. All right, damn man.
He's also
Yeah.
a martial artist.
Yeah, I broke my leg, so we're like, okay, we're writing.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely giving you a list. Then hold on.
Yeah, he snapped his leg in half,
Yeah.
kicking somebody, and he just sent me a picture of him in the back of an ambulance, and his foot's going
God.
this way, and he's like, "Well,
Oh my.
I guess I'll be doing some writing soon." I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't even. I'm just like, whatever. You know, if it's something I can control, then it is what it is. But luckily, this passion that I have here, that I'm just as passionate about. You know, I could be, knock on wood, I can have a broken leg. I could be holed up somewhere, and just give me a computer, and you know, I'll have fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a unintended side effect of doing Muay Thai. There you go.
Yes, unintended.
You know why? Okay, and I know Mark probably knows this at this point. Kolby definitely knows this, but if you practice Muay Thai, one of the first things that you need to do is kill the nerves in your legs. And
you gotta condition the bones even more so than that. The nerve deadening will happen naturally, but the last thing you want to have is dead nerves in your legs without the bone conditioning, because your body's not going to send you the warning signs that you're in trouble.
Right.
I think I might have had like a hairline fracture ahead of time that I was kind of ignoring. You know, when you're training, you have all kinds of aches and pains, your body's beat up all the time, and you just you're like, okay, well, I'm tough, I'm gonna keep going through. And then
you also just get to a point where you get used to that type of pain, and it doesn't send the signals anymore. I literally had that happen in my hip and my knee. But yeah, like that's kind of like the point I was getting to is when you cannot feel the nerves in your legs because you're just constantly kicking shit. You know, you kick something and break something. It's like, oh, I just broke my leg.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. So this next one we have is in color. This is the for the Castile story, and this was drawn by Bryce Yazagiri, and I've had this artist on from Dark Corners 3 as well, but always killing it.
This stuff is all from Dark Corners 1.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So I did read this book. I read.
Okay. Cool.
I was gonna say that I was like, okay, I for sure read for the Castile. I remember reading the Moors.
Okay.
When you mentioned the Norse one on the bridge, I was like, I remember that story.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So you read it, and then I mean, yeah, we can maybe go through these a little quicker if you guys would like.
Up to you, man.
No.
This time is for you to talk about the book, man. So I mean, like, you know, yeah, it's 100% whatever you want to do to promote it. Now I can just talk about like how much more hyped I am about this, because again, I want to say I did specifically write questions about these books.
Okay.
That we may not have asked on the last one. Like for
cool,
time.
yeah. We're happy to answer any questions that you guys have. We love talking about the process and everything. Spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah, I think doesn't this one have a kind of like Lovecraftian kind of vibes, even if not super on the nose, but
yeah, a little bit. Like we get into,
I just love that. Yeah.
You know, so this is the over aggressive captain talking to this this younger guy on his crew, and breaks his neck on the railing because he can't take his insolence, and then throws him over the edge of the ship, and then he starts getting he's having some symptoms.
I'm loving
sorry.
the design here of like no, I'm saying that where everything's kind of in this blue or green, and then the warmer kind of the sepia tone there comes in with the light and with the spit here and all of that. Like that's really interesting. They're kind of just taking a color and then you introduce a new color and that's really that's cool. That's very environmental.
Yeah. By the way, I am kind of like looking through the questions that we had, and we're kind of already covering the questions I would have asked in regard to this book. So I mean, we'll just keep going the way we're going right now. So
Okay, cool.
because it was really like I had questions about like collaboration and collaborating with different artists and what else did I talk about here? I was asking questions about just like different logistics when it comes to that world building with different stories. Change your approach to storytelling when you work with different artists. I mean, we kind of already covered a lot of that, so we'll just kind of keep going.
Cool. So yeah, he starts hearing these ghostly voices speaking to him, and he's just talking about how he's the only true man on the ship and his crew's weak, and they've been mysteriously disappearing over the course of the voyage to the New World. And then he starts getting visited by spirits. What's this? Oh, and then I thought this was fun. As he's going down the steps, I did the lettering on this one. Definitely not as cool as doing it by hand. I did this in Photoshop, but
yeah, it's a lot more traditional. But yeah,
the captions are kind of like form steps going down this way.
Yeah, no, there is still some interesting kind of design there that you've done. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, did you have anything in this one you wanted to focus in on, or?
Yeah, no, I mean you guys kind of touched on it. It's cool. Sometimes less is more with color. So you figure, hey, it's cool. We're outside. Now it's warm. We're inside. The mind fills in a lot of stuff. That's kind of what we were talking about.
You're getting like the light from this lantern and all of that.
Yeah. And how we're, you want to see less of the monster because your imagination usually can make it more terrifying. Same with colors, your mind can figure out like, oh, yeah, there's a light source. That's the lantern. So, this stuff doesn't need to be overdone. It doesn't need to be like the 90s digital like Cyberforce style coloring. It doesn't need to be like that.
I love this art style where you can kind of see that it emphasizes certain things. There's kind of shadows in certain places and kind of really gives a kind of a texture to everything.
And even if this was like a old-timey film or something, like it's kind of almost captures that as well. Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you about like just something technique wise on this. So just given kind of how dark it is, there's kind of like a famous technique that Bruce Timm used a lot in Batman, where instead of using white paper, he used black paper to convey like a dark background. And kind of with the way that this is set up, is there anything like that going on where you're using a different color of paper to get kind of a different tone out of it?
I believe this artist is doing these colors all digital.
Okay.
I didn't have as much direct communication with them. Kolby was kind of the ringleader. And that, to what you mentioned earlier about adapting each one to each artist, it's like I feel like correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the stories were all done before any artists were attached to them. And then, so it was almost the artists finding themselves in the stories. And Kolby gives free reign to say, hey, change whatever you want to change as long as we're hitting the main beats. So I think each artist is finding themselves in the story and emphasizing the parts they like, obviously hitting all the main points. But I think this one, again, my screen's vertical, so I'm just seeing a little bit of it. But were the inks traditional and the colors digital, or was this fully digital?
I'm not sure on this one, but Bryce did another story in From Dark Corners 3 and was sending me updates along the way, and it seemed like everything for that one was traditional, so I would assume
Yeah,
this would
yeah.
have been traditional.
Yeah, I could totally see these inks being traditional. And I'm assuming digital colors, but again, I don't know for sure. If he did traditional, I mean, yeah, I kept telling Colby like, man, you should see about getting the original art from the people that were willing to part ways with it, because that'd be cool to hold. Physical stuff is always so much cooler.
Right.
Um, But yeah, it's almost like, doing washes with coffee. You're drinking your coffee, mix it with some water, pour it down, and get that sepia tone. Like,
It's always cool when I see people do that too.
yeah. But yeah, no, I really like this one. I thought the atmosphere was really cool. Um, let's keep scrolling through it.
Yeah, just keep on scrolling here, and we'll.
Yeah,
And this is the last page here.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just kind of going crazy here. Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, the madness is taking over.
Yeah, he aims the cannon into the heart of the ship, and he lights the fuse.
Yeah.
I remember kind of after kind of realizing that he's got this full descent into madness, just like thinking like how often that, or like how that thing could have like actually happened or could have actually happened back in the day.
Yeah.
We have this like fucking syphilitic ridden captain
pirate dude, or
fucking
sailor,
nuts. And killing his entire crew.
So for this I looked up certain afflictions that could happen to people at sea that were common. And there's a lot of my research is in this 3-page story, but like I'm not shoving it into your face, but like
the stuff
he's
kind of
eating,
implying it just so you have it in the back of your mind, like, oh, I know how to depict this kind of thing.
Yeah, I knew what the symptoms were for what's happening to this guy, and he's not very mindful of it, but he's mentioning some of the things that have been happening as he's complaining about how weak the crew is.
I have a really, really nerdy question for you.
Yeah, we're the guys for really nerdy
questions. Okay, great. It's historical nerd question, but so you're saying for the Castile. So is that an actual phrase that was used? Because I know that obviously Castile and Aragon were two kingdoms that united together to make Spain. Did people say for the Castile? Is that a specific?
That's not a specific expression that they would utilize, but it just, for me, that explained the main message of the story is like what he's setting out to do for Spain and how he's justifying his actions all throughout. Like that's the last thing he says as he aims. Like
then he just keeps repeating that. I thought it was. I just didn't know if that was based on anything or that was just kind of something.
The Castile, yes, like you said, but that was just the phrase that I came up with that I felt like encapsulated the whole theme and message of this.
Yeah. Great. All right. But this is very, very cool. And then something completely different.
Yeah, and then we go back to black and white, very different art style here. This artist is in Russia, and their name is Stan Yak, and also did some of the covers for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. That's actually how I found this artist and saw that they were open for commissions and was like, oh, shoot.
You're like, okay. Yeah.
Swoop.
Right.
That's a pull, dude, because The Last Ronin was such a good book.
Yeah. I was like, and then the covers were so amazing. I was like, this artist is available for commissions. And, looking at the Instagram page, I can see that they were doing comic books. So like, not every artist that's putting out awesome artwork out there is going to want to do a comic book. So that's the other thing you need to figure out is if they're willing to and have the ability, because this is very hard stuff to do.
Oh, yeah, I love there's like a little prologue here too, and then we get the title.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. That's interesting. And yeah, it is this very interesting kind of stark art style, like very, very kind of like brutalist. Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah, he definitely adapted his style to the project for sure. But yeah, I mean, getting him on board, it's one of those things where like, yeah, you miss, what's the saying? You miss 100% of shots you never take, you know?
Yep.
So it's like,
Right.
this is just, yeah, getting him to be a part of this is so cool. And then, yeah, giving him something that's a little outside the norm, I feel like it was an exercise for him to kind of flex some artistic muscles that he doesn't normally get to with the normal projects he works on. And
And I mean, this is very Laird Eastman. Like, you just looking at the art style.
oh yeah, for sure. But like, yeah, more the doom and gloom of it all is
yeah, but it's just very like clinically done. It complements the actual story that's being told.
yeah, 100%, yeah. And you did the lettering on this one too?
Yeah, I did the lettering on this one.
No, but it does
I
kind of
dig.
complement like the starkness of this, which is very, yeah.
Yeah, I love the reverse, the black with the white lettering on this one. It's definitely gives it that clinical doom and gloom mechanical kind of vibe.
Right. Again, and it's all in first person, I think, too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the artificial intelligence coming online and observing
I
things.
saw. Yeah. I got you.
So
that was
that's
fairly obvious. I could, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's good. I'm saying it's, yeah. So, no, that's cool.
AI, it's coming to destroy us all.
Yep.
And then this story was done by Miles Hatton, the tattoo artist, and
you can kinda,
super cool style here. And I just knew this would be a perfect story for this artist, just because the type of tattoos are, monstrous and dark. But yeah, this is basically about a man who becomes obsessed with this lake, this shimmering lake under the sunset, and can't stop thinking about it, and keeps getting drawn back to this lake. But yeah, here some of the messages, you'll see blood splattered over the narration.
Interesting.
Very perhaps overthought process on my end, how much blood to put on which ones, and where.
I was about to say, there's a specific okay, this one has to have this because we're trying to emphasize this thing or whatever. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, as the darkness is creeping in, because it's really about this obsession with this lake, but for some of the thoughts that the POV characters having, you just see like this one's pretty bloody, and then also on a technical and like making sure that it's actually still legible. Like, okay, this is a cool idea. People still need to be able to read this text, though. So.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I gotcha. There's always a balance there.
And as his family's talking, he just hears the crashing waves of the lake coming out of their mouths.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I found this story very, very, very almost unnerving.
Oh, good. That's what we were aiming for. Unnerving.
Yeah. But I mean, that also made it that much more interesting to read.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I hope we delivered on that. And Mark knows this artist. That's actually how I got in touch with Miles.
Yeah, Miles is he's in the mix with all the mask stuff that I'm a part of. We're in this like mask community. A bunch of our buddies do this masks for like Slipknot, Sleep Token, Mushroom Head. You name it. I mean, it's a small world once you start getting into that theatrical realm. That there's that dude, a shot of that dude Schlong, and
Like, should I scroll down?
Yeah, well, just to make sure,
But yeah, I mean,
wanna...
you get that and the dude's butt all in one page. So I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
it
It's
delivers. if you
artfully
ask
done.
me.
I mean, you see the
Yeah, yeah.
statues over in Europe.
it's
It's just like
tasteful,
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you can
Tasteful.
see, it's like, oh, this is like
I think
a play on the siren call, right? I mean,
Right.
Yeah, and you basically got the creature from the Black Lagoon here. Yeah.
I think what makes that delivery 1,000 times better is, of all the words you could have used, schlong.
Schlong. It is an incredible word. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes a wide shot of this guy, schlong.
Yeah. I've been watching way too much Beavis and Butthead lately. So yeah.
I am the great Cornholio.
Yeah, every time we pass the Folsom Dam, and I look over to my chick, and I'm just like, so is this like a goddamn, Oh, it gets me every time.
My wife always finds it funny whenever you hear him go on the rants and he starts talking about where he's from.
Oh yeah.
Right? I'm Nicaraguan, so when he goes, well, where are you from, boy? Lake Titicaca. Where the hell is that? Nicaragua. And it's just like, oh, he's from the same place you're from.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it's always good to get a shout out like that. You're like, hey.
Yeah.
Right.
And then this one is Denby's Bridge, and this is the
It's the Norse
Right.
one.
Norse mythology one, drawn by Jose Luis Segura, who's also an artist from NorCal. And we actually met at the first Sinister Halloween con that we did. Came with his portfolio and was interested in collabing, and I was like, oh man, your artwork is fantastic. I'd love to.
Yeah.
It is again a very it looks like most of these are black and white, but this has much of a more kind of
I found this story so, again, interesting. This is where when I started asking you about your blending with mythology, this was the story. This is the first story that came to mind, because I mean, yeah, you have a lot of mythology that's in Headless Horseman and Frankenstein, but because I love the blending of different mythologies that you did with that, where it's like, oh, I'm going to tell this story where it kind of like brings different things together. But what I loved about this was this is almost the what it reminded me of was like a more serious version of like the Bridge Troll.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It kind of follows. It looks to be following on those kind of tropes. Yeah.
Right. And I love like just kind of the twist at the end of the story, because you almost don't see it coming.
Yeah. It's I'm a discovery writer too, so a lot of the times I don't know where they're going, and I just come up with like a premise.
Yep.
You like yeah, and I feel like
I'm agreeing. So
yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean every writer is a combination of both philosophies to an extent, and it also depends on the project. Like sometimes I'll kind of know an entire project from beginning to end,
right,
and I'll stay on course with that. And it's not something that I'm like trying to premeditate, but it just all comes to me, and then you follow through. But sometimes when the characters start taking the wheel and making their own decisions, then you have something alive.
I have had that happen countless times. Yeah.
It's like, oh, like, yeah, I actually just was writing a story for From Dark Corners 4, and the character that I was writing turned out to be very different than what I expected, and delivered on what I think is a good twist at the end. I was like, oh, well, I didn't know you had that in you, but okay.
Right. No, so you create this, and then your mind kind of goes off in some of it. It's very,
right. To kind of like just I guess the question that I have, and I don't want to spoil for anybody who hasn't read and anybody who's going to buy this in the future, but did you know, at least from the beginning of the story, who the character was going to be by the end?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I did not. That was me going through, and then all of a sudden what happens, and I was like, oh crap, and then I'm like, okay, well this character is this, and who would that be, and then digging a little bit further to figure out who it was. And then the cool thing is when you don't have it released, you can go back and then plant the seeds along the way, and it makes you seem like a super genius from the beginning. But you're just like, oh no, I kind of like figured this out as I was going, and then I went back to the first page. I added these details.
Put a few things in here. Yeah.
Because again, it's very and again this is a testament to the writing process, but it's like it's very it's methodical in the way that it reveals who it is, and it's like fuck, like and it's one of those things where once you start figuring out who it is, like oh shit.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. I love the emphasis on lines here and a lot of these things.
Oh yeah. The way the sky is. Like, I don't know, Mark, if you wanted to get into some technical knowledge that I couldn't possibly talk about.
My screen's so tiny, but you can just see so many details. But yeah, no, again, it's just when an artist puts as much care into the background as they do the main characters of what you would think the fun stuff is, you lose yourself in the story, and you're not focusing on anything that's lacking because everything's getting the proper treatment in it. But yeah, I mean, again, like you guys were talking about, like I feel like ideas are living things, and sometimes we're just like the receiver for them. And yeah, you catch yourself a lot of times feel like, God, that story wrote itself. I feel like that's true. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this guy's just going to town on his line work and having fun, and that's probably his therapy. Doing all the tedious line work, but for him it's probably second nature. Yeah, big fan. A super nice guy too. Yeah, he came up to our booth like all had a whole stack of work already ready to like show people, and we were both kind of into the same dark stuff, so he gravitated towards us, and it's been a good working relationship ever since.
That's awesome. That is amazing, man. Just especially like hearing that you met this person at a con. Yeah. So this is just throwing this out there for all of those working artists or all these artists or people who want to be artists that are listening to this episode or watching this show, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it on the replay or anything like that. But guys, if you're at a con with your portfolio, you never know who's looking for an artist.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and that's the time to meet people. It's like you're not getting buried in some DM that somebody doesn't check often. Like you're there in front of them. Like now's the time to shoot your shot.
They're right there. You can talk to. Yeah. Exactly.
And we're the same. We're indies. Like we're also looking to do the same thing or reach out if an editor or somebody from some company that we're trying to work with there, like now's our time to make an impression. But here's fan favorite artists. John
Villamarine, the artist for Headless Horseman, Frankenstein, did all of the covers, or at least one cover for each of the books. And this is the story, the Sunderbans. So basically, young boy and his mother are in India, and they're just kind of exploring, adventurous, wealthy people, and mother all of a sudden gets snatched up a tree.
Ooh.
And we get some really cool visuals here.
Cool. Yeah. Is this supposed to be historical? Like have a historical setting, or? Is this supposed to be
A
modern?
bit. This is just something that there are a lot of tiger attacks in this part of the world, and tigers are my favorite land animal. So
Cool.
I don't know. That's just kind of how it was. And I don't live in the jungle where there's going to be tigers and stuff. But if I go hiking around here, I'm always worried about like mountain lions or black bears or
Yeah.
something running into them in the wild. Because
Yeah, no, it does kind of prey on a very like primal fear.
yeah.
Yeah,
And like
I mean,
this
like,
image
you know,
here.
there's always a chance that you can run into a cougar, especially being young and handsome.
Right. Yeah. If you're over in
I
the
was
Folsom
seconds away
area,
from making that joke, Phil. Seconds away.
Yeah, they're all trying to gobble you up one way or another.
Yeah. No, it's cool, but yeah. Oh, I love the.
Yeah.
I love this
So
tiger
he
here.
remembers at a certain point that this tiger had a very distinctive burn on its face.
Right.
So as an adult, he goes back to try to get revenge. But is he going to be the prey or the predator here?
Oh yeah, and then it leaves on a cliffhanger. That's
right.
great.
Right. I was just gonna
Good.
say I remember that this one was left on a cliffhanger, and I remember just
This is kind of it's the ending formula for this would be kind of like The Gray, where Liam Neeson faces off with a wolf at the end, and then if you don't stick around for the post-credit scene, you're like, what happened there? But
Right.
that kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean, with some of these, would you ever consider like making a full comic for
Oh
one of these?
yeah.
Use
Oh
the-
yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, I would. That's the other thing too, because the thing is, having these limitations as a creative is cool, because that's when you really have to problem solve, and that's all this really is. It's always like problem solving to an extent. So having a strict 3 pages to tell you how many artists are like, can I do more than 3 pages on this project? I'm like, sorry, no. Everyone has to do 3 pages. It has to be uniform. I get it. I would like to say more as well. If I had 5 pages, then I'd be able to do a lot more. And the one I'm working on right now is another set of 10 3-pagers. And I find myself like, I could really expand this and make it, something bigger. But these are the limitations I set on myself, and that's what I have to stick to.
And a lot of the time, restrictions or limitations are going to breed more creativity. And
Exactly.
It push you to be a little bit. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah. And actually, one that I would definitely. So this is an awesome story. This little girl wakes up and her mom's got this disturbed look on her face. The artist is Ellie Maskiel, another I believe Northern Californian artist. Totally crushed this. Did this title font here. I'll just kind of briefly scroll through here, but yeah, goes outside. Other parents are taking their kids outside in the middle of the night with what is going on, and
fucking weapons.
Yeah.
But
I love weapons. I wrote this way before I ever watched Weapons. But yeah, that was my favorite movie experience of last year over anything.
I will agree. I was a little upset with myself I didn't see it in theaters.
Yeah, we went opening night. I'm a huge Zach Kreger fan, and I know he's releasing Resident Evil in September, and he's a diehard Resident Evil fan who's beaten all of the games multiple times, apparently. Beat Resident Evil 9, which just came out multiple times. And from what I'm hearing, it's like a 90-minute horror version of Mad Max Fury Road, where it's just like balls to the wall, amped, like momentum throughout the entire movie, just this action thrill ride, and it's actually set in the video game universe.
So yeah, so I'm both skeptical but excited for it, and the only reason I'm skeptical about it, because I also love Zach Kreger. I think everything that he's done. Barbarian was amazing. I think that
Whitest Kid You Know.
Whitest Kid You Know is so good. And of course, Weapons, amazing, right? My only apprehension to this is he specifically said, even though he said that he is a massive Resident Evil fan, that he is the biggest Resident Evil fan, he said that there are going to be every character is going to be an original character. He's not using anything from he's not using anything from the games. So he's doing something that is an original story that lives in the universe, which is cool. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like where I'm skeptical on there is like how much freedom are you taking and changing any of the IP that's within there, or like are you going to be doing references to hey, what happened in Raccoon City, or you do references to a Leon or something like that, and like references.
Leon, the best character.
Oh my God, Leon in the new game is ridiculous.
Yeah, I've been experimenting with what I can parry, and there seems to be no limit to what he can parry with his axe, which is really fun and
Dude,
totally in line.
That axe is so ridiculous because like the movements that he does, but then also kind of like I love that the first level that you have with him, he has like damn near unlimited ammo.
Yeah.
It's still so much more fun to kill zombies with the axe.
Yeah, a lot of practicality to it. I think, me personally, I think I trust in him. He hasn't led me wrong yet. And then I think the movie will 100% play by the rules of the universe, which is really important for the premise that he's given us. Right. So and my theory is this is going to be in Raccoon City during 1 through 3, but we're going to get another perspective, and maybe in the background you see some of the events that are happening in the games concurrently. There's nothing I can't, this is just me speculating, but that's what I think he'll do.
Right. And again, I'm excited is because he is a fan, and that's kind of like, that's the advantage is that you, when you're a fan of the property that you're working on, you tend to want to do something that is going to represent that property the best way it can. And that's where I kind of like, I'm my fear of what is he going to do is overridden by, well, the dude understands Resident Evil, and he understands how to make a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, so it's things like that. I would like to see him like, okay, if he's not doing anything related to any existing characters, then at least setting things up so that we can get those characters in the future. If this movie does fucking gangbusters, which all of his movies have, then maybe in the future we do something more franchise related because he establishes in this movie that he understands the universe better than anybody who's come before him.
Yeah, he sounds like a bigger fan than me, playing all the games multiple times. I actually have, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a Barbarian poster on the wall behind me.
Nice.
If I go full screen, we can. Whoop. Oh yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm excited for what Krager's gonna do. And like I said, that's why I'm in between. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm excited, but I'm afraid at the same time. Because we haven't gotten anything Resident Evil that's been worthy of Resident Evil yet.
Yeah. Oh snap. Yeah, when I was a kid, I really liked the first 2 Resident Evil movies.
The first one was good. The first one was decent enough, but the first one was decent. The rest of that franchise, I couldn't get behind because it was the entire franchise. One, nothing against Mila Jovovich. I like her, but there was a vehicle for her because her husband was like, I want to make movies for my wife.
Yeah.
Those animated movies were dope. I liked all those like CG anime kind of style movies. I preferred those much more. But the soundtrack to that first movie was sick.
Fucking Slipknot, dude.
Yeah.
Dude. Come on now. What are we talking? And Manson doing like most of the soundtrack work. Like,
right.
What are we talking about? That shit was so.
You got Kill Switch Engage in the second one too.
Yeah, that was back when Roadrunner was doing the full soundtracks for horror movies. Like, it was.
This is before Roadrunner was like considered a mainstream label.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, Nickelback kept the lights on at that place so a bunch of metal bands could get platinum albums, and that's a hard pill to swallow as a diehard metal fan, but yeah, it was kind of the dark truth of all of that. But yeah, that whole company collapsed now, and now you don't see those compilation albums for horror movies anymore, where you like get to discover a bunch of cool new bands and stuff. But yeah, it was such a special time. But yeah, look at this page. Come on now.
Yeah, so this is Revenge of the Cat People that Mark absolutely crushed, and I teased with that image earlier. But we could take a look at that and listen to the commentary.
She's reading her R.L. Stein book, you know, another.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. That was the first thing I noticed when this story popped up. It was like, oh my god, she's reading fucking R.L. Stein.
Absolutely, yeah. Another influence on the anthology as a whole, like, you know, trying to give props where we came from. But yeah, you know, I thought this was as she's got her narrations going on, you can hear that song in the circular captions that's playing over the radio. If you sing it in the dude's voice, like, you really get immersed in it. But I'm not going to do my impression of him, but
no, get us canceled. Come on.
Yeah. But yeah. So this one again, you know, of course he catered the cat story to me because I'm obsessed with my cats. But
this is one where I could have wrote a mini series on just this, and unfortunately for Mark, I crammed in as much as I could into these 3 pages. So this was a tall order for him to draw. Like, I try to keep the panel counts on a page like 6 at the most, or aim for like 4 or 5. That way these pages aren't overloaded and, you know, killing the artist. But with Mark, I felt like I had to shove as much as in for him as I could.
Right.
It was all necessary. And so to compromise, I figure, okay, well, we'll get the script all nailed down exactly how it is, and I'll include that. That'll be the first thing that goes down on the pages. So I know exactly, you know, what to draw around and not waste time drawing a bunch of stuff that would be covered, right? So I make sure there's no weird tangents, you know, too many lines going in wrong directions. So yeah, the once everything was kind of sketched out roughly, the panels went in first because it was a little word heavy, because we wanted to make sure to get all the narrations to get the point of view of this kid who we're following. And, you know, got to throw in the hometown grocery store there, Ralph's.
Nice.
Yeah, and then, you know, never drew a Jeep before, so I figured, oh, this will be a fun little exercise. But yeah, then we get the first little glimpse of like, okay, what is this creepy old lady lurking around for? Like, with her hands up, almost like a cat getting ready to pounce.
Yeah, you're really evoking the
cat vibes are already starting to trickle in here, and obviously, you know, all of our favorite movies, the kids were always on top of stuff way before.
They were always mindful. They were always
right?
like, oh yeah,
you know, like, because they still have their imagination. They haven't been crushed by the world like the parents always are. So, you know, she's already kind of
by my own failure.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's take me. Oh yeah, because she's, you know, typical kid. Can I just wait in the car while you go in? And then she's seeing the creepy old lady, and she goes, actually, you know what? Never mind. Take me with you. I'm not staying in here by myself. And then, yeah, creepy old lady. I mean, you can't go wrong with creepy old lady that is giving off like vibes that she can move quick like a cat or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, you know,
boy.
Yeah, you know, it's just challenges. It's like, how do I, obviously I've got more of like a darker style, but it's like he gives me this story that's set in a grocery store. First page, they're in a car, which if you hear any artist that's like Mike Mignola will tell you, like, oh yeah, you'll never see a car in a story that I write because I don't like drawing cars. So it's like first page, they're in a car, and then the rest is in a grocery store. But it's like my brain immediately goes, okay, well, how can I make this like the most terrifying grocery store you've ever seen? Which, if you're from Sacramento, you've seen a few of them. So I had a good reference, and yeah, so so the kid, against her will, she doesn't want to be with her mom. Really, she's at that age, but she sure as hell doesn't want to be outside with this weirdo. So she's just kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Like the what she perceives as the lesser of two evils.
Exactly. And then we come to the meat section. And, the meat hooks have to be a dead giveaway that, we're now in a somewhat ominous setting
Right. Shit's
of
going
an
down.
already ominous grocery store. And, oh no, the mom's, hey, can you watch my kid for a few minutes? This is like the fear of every kid at this age. Like, oh God, please don't leave me with this, like, random neighbor or stranger or
Right.
somebody,
I don't know. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Weird old man that has a creepy smile.
Yeah. It was covered in
It's totally some sort of
meat,
monster. Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, it's coming. And
Did he just purr?
yeah. And you're like, why are his glasses so thick? Like, what's he hiding here?
Right.
And she's already have had an attitude all day. So the mom's on her last nerve. She's like, will you, just fucking just wait here for a minute. I'll be right back. And yeah, then it's like, okay, it gets the drop on her. We already know that what's going on. So yeah, then you get the reveal that it's like, we know that that we know that and any
Right.
day now your card's gonna get pulled. So always watch your back, kid. And which is a good message, like don't trust don't trust weird adults, kids. Always be cautious. Always be on the lookout for stuff. Don't be getting into vans with people.
Right.
And this is the money shot that I was talking about earlier. Just
It's very cool. I love this. Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, this was the first thing I did for the whole project. It was a sticky note, probably yay big, and I like drawing thumbnails real small, and then I just blew it up, and I did a couple variations, and I said, I kind of just nailed it by accident on this tiny sticky note, so I just inked right
You
over
nailed
it. Yeah, nailed it. Thumbnailed it. And then
I see what you did there.
but yeah, super fun. Threw in half tones with some darker gray values just to give some of the forms some more depth. Added a bunch of textures over it to make it look like this is some book you would have found, like, and look like it would have been aged and worn and torn pages, stuff like that. I didn't want it to look fresh, because all the influences that I'm pulling from are stuff from 80s, 90s, so I wanted it to look like something from that time period.
Right.
And you figure if she's reading an R.L. Stein book, it might have been new in the bookstores.
I was it has kind of a Goosebumps feel to it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
100%. Yeah. Whereas, because some of the other artists are bringing more of the EC comic vibe. And I said, you know what? I'm going to lean into my more cartoonish kind of vibe and like hold it down for the Goosebumps lovers out there. And
dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sorry you can't dance to Tales from the Crypt theme like you can the Goosebumps theme.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then it's like an epic Great. Nailed it. Thumbnailed it. And then
Love that I have the
What have
Tales
I
from the
done?
Crypt laugh on there, right? Like,
but yeah, then if it couldn't get any worse, then you find out like, oh no, this is such a small, small Stephen King town. The dude's the neighbor,
Yeah. That's
and
cool. Yeah.
he's chilling out there with his cat, of course. I'm
Yeah.
like, I hope I didn't just like draw my own future into existence. Like, oh no, I'm gonna be the creepy bald guy next door with my cats, just scaring the shit out of kids.
Hey,
Well,
Colby,
you know
I
what?
just
You
got
can
this
be
cool
whatever
new
you want to
job.
be. If you want to be
Yeah.
that creepy
At a
bald guy
grocery
next door with
store.
all of your cats, you can.
Yeah. Yeah, I work in the meat department now.
Right, exactly.
I'm finally
Yes.
pursuing my real passion
Yeah,
in beef.
dicing up
Right.
meat.
I'm finally pursuing my real passion of handling meats.
Yes, handling
Yes.
hefty meats.
Yes.
And schlong.
Mark, he has the meats.
But yeah,
But yeah.
that was my contribution, and I wasn't a part of an interior story on From Dark Corners 2 because I was on a bunch of projects for this year, but I did do a variant cover for it of this same cover or this same character here, and oh yeah, there it is, and
that's cool.
Oh,
yeah. So
That character in itself has its own amazing story. So,
oh yeah,
Oh, thank you,
to
yeah.
see. Yeah, I want to see a full series of this dude for sure.
Yeah, this is a character that I came up with when I was like 9 or 10 years old. It's my slasher character, Prisoner 666. But at the time, listening to a lot of Slipknot. I mean, there were a bunch of dudes in jumpsuits with cool masks. Michael Myers is, pretty much the same thing. And I just had this idea when I was super young, like, oh yeah, well, when you're a prisoner, you have like a number here. Why not 666? And then it's kind of how it all happened. But yeah, we have a merch. We have a T-shirt with this skull logo that Mark designed.
Your website, and I was like, oh wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have this on a trucker cap, and then we have white T-shirts. The brand is called Shaka Wear, so they're like kind of like oversized, like this one, really thick, good material, and the print for this awesome cover came through perfectly. The colors are just as vibrant as they are here, so super stoked with how that turned out.
yeah,
But,
funny
yeah.
enough, this was the initial pitch that you guys pitched to us.
Oh yeah. We were promoting this book at that con, but the shipping got delayed, so we actually didn't have the physical copies of the book for that con. So fun things that you run into when you're indie, like, oh yeah, they said they were going to be here exactly on time. We were working on this to the wire, yeah, and then all of a sudden I'm checking the tracking updates. I'm like, oh, this comes literally the Monday after the convention's over, so fun.
Well, screw you too.
But yeah, we were promoting it and asking please follow us, and as books come out, we'll release them on the online store, and you can support us there if you're interested. But yeah,
Cool.
this is the cover that Mark did, and then this is the cover
that's
that
cool. That has
John
like
Marie did.
yeah, that's just a very like the comic cover. That's good. And I love the little you got your little interesting prisoner. Like that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. This is my guy. I've been wanting to do stuff with him for a long time, and he has a fun story in this book. It's an 8-pager. And then for From Dark Corners 6, I'm going to do six 6-page stories featuring this character, and they're all going to be, touching on different horror genres, but all centering around this slasher character.
So like, what are the pitches for these 4 stories?
I was gonna say it's gonna be like VHS, but in comic form.
That's what all of From Dark Corners is. It's just an anthology. So far, there hasn't been a unifying theme in all of them. I mean, this one, there's a lot of stories that have to touch on, or that touch on hell and demonology and stuff. So
It's always fun. Yeah.
I kind of realized that partway through. I mean, some of them are more of like a figurative hell rather than a literal one, but I'll just kind of go. So this is the artist Jose Luis Segura that did the Denby's Bridge story in black and white in the first
you
one.
can tell there is kind of that. Yeah.
But this one's in color, and this one's called I Remember Those Horns, and it's about a boxer that's willing to do anything to become the champion in the world. And as the story picks up, he's getting his ass kicked brutally and just thinking about how he'd give anything to beat this cocky champion that he's up against. And
then that's when
that's when something happens. But I don't want to spoil too much. It gets pretty gruesome.
I was just asking for like log lines for these 4 stories to get people interested here.
Yeah. That's kind of the deal with this one. I will like briefly scroll over it, but please, if these stories sound cool, follow us on Instagram and purchase these. We're at conventions in Sacramento all the time. A few local stores carry them. But yeah, the artwork is phenomenal. I'm trying not to go into too much detail, but I do want to spotlight this amazing artwork at the same time, no,
that's cool. I love this demon guy. Yeah.
So, our character may find himself in a precarious situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one's called Rattling. And this one is also this one's a returning artist. This is Stan Yak, the artist that worked on The Last Ronin.
The Russian gentleman.
Yes. Yeah. I tried to mail him some books. I do contributor copies to the artists involved, and he was like, "Well, Russia isn't really accepting mail from the U.S." And I was like, "Okay, fair enough. Here's the digital version." But yeah. This story is about a hunter. Starts off with him cleaning this deer that he killed, and this is, if you follow the narration, this is actually how you clean a deer. And rattling is it's a method used in hunting where you'll get deer antlers and you rattle them together to attract deer to you because they'll think it's 2 bucks fighting. Right. So that's what the story is, and
that's cool.
This gentleman,
kind of like horror of man story, or
yes, yeah, I would say so, vaguely.
Yeah.
And he's packing up his kill and he's camping back to his site where his wife and son await him, and things are just a little eerie on the way, and he's a hunter and he's into wilderness and can navigate these landscapes, and he knows what should be happening, and things are just a little bit off, and he starts hearing his son's name getting called throughout the dark woods around him. Believes he sees his wife in front of the campfire. He calls to her. She doesn't call back. Thinks he sees his son watching him from the darkness. Goes to the bushes. No one's there. And the money shots in this are pretty spoilery, but I do want to show off how awesome this artwork is. I won't explain what's going on. How about that? Maybe that's a good...
Let's go through it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So, with the food chain and everything, humanity's obviously at the top of the food chain until AI knocks us off. But
right.
It's you're hunting, and that's the natural order of things. But maybe things will hunt you and be just as emotionally removed from it. And for them, they're just getting food.
Again, very, very primal fear. It's good.
And then this story is called Possession and the Law, and it was drawn by a children's book artist named Tori Butner from San Francisco, and it's about a hotshot lawyer who's on top of the world, and in typical lawyer fashion, not being the best guy with his client representation, and who he's getting out of trouble with the law, and he becomes possessed. His the way he's been operating has attract evil, and now we're following the perspective of him in his own mind with the demon as he's possessed, and how he needs to stand trial with the demon to
cool.
prove why he should be let go.
Yeah, I always love that's an interesting trope that you're pulling on, the kind of, it being very legalistic, that kind of mythology with demonology and all that. So
yeah, and I love the title, Possession and the Law. Just I was like, it's too good. I think I started with the title. I was like, all right, it's a lawyer, he gets possessed, he's got to stand trial. And then
sometimes that happens. Yeah, you just
yeah.
And the law.
And then this is Prisoner 666, drawn by John Villamarine, who does a cover on each of these. Headless Horseman, Frankenstein, artist. Couldn't have done a better job on this. Loved it. And so with Prisoner 666, I wanted to do a lot of different stories, varying in tone, but I just wanted to have fun with this one. And basically the idea I had is, with a lot of slasher movies, like you mentioned Nightmare on Elm Street earlier, or Friday the 13th, you're following these slasher characters, and they make the people, the victims in the movie, like just so terrible and stupid that you're rooting for them to die, and just to see all the different creative ways they get killed throughout the movie. And it's more like it's like a fun popcorn experience watching that. So I wanted to just take that idea and like push it to the extreme, where you're basically just following him as the protagonist as he wreaks havoc on this maple syrup factory in Canada. So I had a lot of fun with the French Canadian accent. I'm sitting here when I'm writing this, I'm speaking in my best French Canadian accent. Like I do MMA. I'm a huge Georges St. Pierre fan, so I know what it sounds like, and I'm just trying to phonetically spell out how these characters would be talking. So you have this larger than life character, Andre Saint Petit, and
he is,
of course, his name is Andre Saint Petit. Okay.
Yeah. And he runs the Willy Wonka factory for maple syrup in Canada, and he is just a very terrible, corrupt, horrible person. We didn't get to really show it off, but one of the backstory elements for this character is he lost one of his legs to diabetes, because he's constantly trying his maple syrup, but he's a billionaire, and he's got this solid gold leg that he kind of like lurches around with. It doesn't really come. Yeah, yes, exactly. This is a very cartoony, fun. Like these two Mounties here, they see something that's happening, and they in unison say "Holy moose tits."
Holy moose tits. That is fucking amazing. Holy moose tits.
Yeah. But then you have the badass character of Prisoner 666 that's coming through just like a great white shark, tearing through the scenery.
Yeah, I feel like this is the project we could pitch to Kevin Smith and be like, dude, come on, it's got Canadian puns.
Oh, I love Tusk.
Yeah.
Amazing movie.
I mean, Kev does horror movies now, so I mean, you think of Red, you think of Tusk, you think of
Yoga Hosers.
Yoga Hosers was a horror movie, if you want to get into technicalities.
Yeah, and he's always talking about doing Moose Jaws.
He has a script for it.
Yeah, so I mean, come on, let's add Prisoner 666 to the bunch.
Right. Yeah, he has a script for it. He said that's the next movie he's planning on working on.
Oh, cool.
Now that also was around the time where he finally got the rights back to Mallrats, and he's been wanting to do Twilight of the Mallrats for a while. So I mean, I don't know if he's going to put it on hold because of Twilight of the Mallrats.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, makes sense to me. I see there's a question in the chat from James Navarro. Do you prefer your comic in color or black and white? Mark, did you want to touch on that one first?
I mean, I prefer color if the color's done tastefully, but if it's just, but look at the top selling comics. I mean, they're manga, which is all black and white. So I mean, I feel like a majority of people could really care less if there's color or not, as long as it's cool and the drawings are fun. Um, but yeah, you see a lot of kind of shoddy. It's easier for a color could step all over line work and ruin a book. And so I don't know. I mean, if the color is tasteful, for sure. Like I can't stand coloring because I feel like it's just you draw the stuff, then it's done. But then coloring it, it's like you're going back over and like drawing it all over again.
That's where you get a colorist.
Yeah, yeah. I can't afford to get one full time, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right, right,
And
right.
so it's like you're kind of left. You have to adapt and like, okay, I mean, one of my favorite colorists is Dave Stewart, and his work with Mignola. I mean, it's like Mignola is like I won't work with another colorist but
Right.
Dave because he gets it. And if you look at the stuff, I mean, it's not super rendered. It's just slightly. There's just a little bit of almost like watercolor texture over it to subtly imply stuff, but it's almost like flat colors with just a little bit of texture.
Yeah, Mignola's also a fucking god. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah. But he'll tell you, his again, yeah, I just ordered that artist edition of Hellboy in Hell, and that'll be arriving any day now, and I'll just be geeking over just the black and white line work. But he'll tell you, like he feels his line work is only halfway there until Dave gets on and finishes it. Then he's like, "That's my vision." Um, so I think it is a struggle. It's like you, I see a lot of colorists doing too much to overcompensate where maybe they're insecure in their drawing part of it. Um, so yeah, I mean, to each their own, really. I mean, I could live with just doing black and white interior and just dope cover work that has a bunch of color put into it. But you see The Walking Dead, they're re-releasing everything now in color. So I think it is a luxury, and I think everyone obviously their first choice might be, oh, if I had money wasn't an option, oh yeah, I would just get the sickest colorist to, work their magic over this stuff. But sometimes it's just a necessity to do it all black and white, especially for indie artists.
right, right. All
So,
right, well,
Kolby?
guys, we're as
Yeah.
much as I would love to continue on with this. We've hit that 2 hour mark.
We have.
And again, I looked down and I was like, holy shit, it's been 2 hours.
Yeah, it flew by.
I know it really did, man. Conversation has been great. Again, another excuse to have you guys on again, and we continue to talk about nerdy horror shit and nerdy things in general. Now, last time you guys were on, we went through all of our regular wrap up questions. So I'm really gonna just kind of skip some of them and go to two of them, two important ones. One of them being the all important who would win in a fight. All right, we're gonna do a three-way fight here. Two of these guys are guys that everybody's been arguing over for years, but I'm throwing a monkey in the wrench on this one. So a wrench in the works, monkey. I don't know.
Doing a monkey on a wrench. I got you.
Throwing a monkey on a wrench inside the gear. There you go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees versus Prisoner 666. Who wins in that fight?
Well, I think I love Michael Myers, and I think Halloween is the best slasher movie of all time, but I'm immediately going to put Jason Voorhees over Michael Myers
Because he's a
in
Deadite?
in a fight. Yeah, I mean, so many reasons. And I watched. I don't know if you guys ever watched Death Battle on
Yes.
YouTube,
Yeah.
and
I absolutely love Death Battle. I think
yeah,
that's
me too.
the
They
best.
just keep getting better and better.
Right.
And I watched the I watched the Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees one every October at least since it came out, and it's just like, okay, makes sense. Jason wins that fight. So Prisoner 666 against Jason Voorhees.
I mean, they've
I'm
both
gonna
been
back.
to hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna back my guy in that one. I do have an 18-inch Jason Voorhees action figure right behind my monitor over here, but I'm gonna back my character there because I know things that will be revealed in time about this guy. So
Right. Well, I mean, because Michael Myers, depending on the story that you go on, is a unstoppable voodoo monster.
yeah,
But then again, it depends on the story that you're talking to, especially like once we start getting into um uh uh Rob Zombie's version of it, and like he's really like it's kind of like a voodoo zombie. But like, okay, so you have this unstoppable voodoo zombie monster versus a legit deadite. You know, he has been confirmed as a deadite. He is not alive. He is a actual monster. And if you've seen his face, which in later movies you do, he is Hellspawn. So
yeah, and they can both teleport. Apparently, I mean,
Right.
makes sense.
right, they both have the power to teleport, which that was one of those things where I thought it was funny until they started like pointing out like, oh yeah, no, they can teleport, and it's like canon that they can teleport.
Yeah, I mean, you play the video games too. Jason Voorhees can teleport.
Yes. Yeah, I thought that was funny because that was a way for them to canonize that as well. So yeah, you have the teleportation thing, but then again, Prisoner 666 being a different character to throw in there altogether. So
Yeah, I can tease that the tagline on the cover for From Dark Corners 2 says Hell spits him out. So Hell doesn't want anything to do with Prisoner 666. That's what he's got going on. And there's a pretty humorous he runs into another supernatural entity in this 8-page short story, and you can kind of see that supernatural entity doesn't want anything to do with Prisoner 666 also.
So how monstrous this character actually is. So the next all important question here, I guess I'm going to bunch the last two questions together. So what's next for you guys? Do you guys have any shows coming up? Do you guys have any events that you're going to be at or anything like that? And then of course, where can everybody follow you guys if they want to learn more about you as always? Give us all of your plugs right now. This is the time to plug your projects. This is the time to plug what shows you're doing, and then plug yourselves. Put yourselves over.
Plug yourself.
March, you want to go first?
Wrestling terms, right?
Yeah. I'm all about kayfabe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hold on. I've got something for you then. You probably heard it earlier. Right. We got that.
LA Night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be at WrestleMania. I'll be at we're working on Sinister Creature Con. We're seeing how that might work out. Possibly SAC Anime at Cal Expo. A bunch of stuff's in the works. We're waiting to hear back from some of the promoters. I'm working on a bunch of stuff for Pale Fest, which is a annual festival out in Ohio that I do work for. I'm working on some stuff for Bootsy Collins and Buckethead. So it's the same weekend as Comic-Con. I'm working on being out at least for a day out at Pale Fest in Ohio. But yeah, working on a ton of stuff. You can find me on Instagram at just my name, Mark Noslerler, and that's where all my stuff is. I kind of shut down having a website because it's just like I've got a big cartel if I'm going to sell stuff. Otherwise, I promote everything on Instagram. But yeah, Kolby, he's working on volume 4 right now.
Yeah, I have a lot of progress, kind of sporadically across the different volumes. I have enough material to do probably at least 10 issues right now. I tend to do like a prose version first and then transform it into a comic script. So a lot of the stuff is written in prose form, and then it's just translating it and adapting it to make it work for this medium. But From Dark Corners 4 is just about written, and then I'll be reaching out to artists and seeing who wants to be on board for that one. And then From Dark Corner 6 is going to be All Prisoner 666. And maybe we'll be at SAC Anime. If we are, it's because we're on the wait list. So we're not officially in yet. And then we haven't heard back from Sinister Creature Con for the event in June. And my Instagram is at Shin_Kolbarama. And I have my Big Cartel link on there as well.
Very good.
Awesome, guys. Well, as always, I appreciate you guys coming on the show. I appreciate us nerding out about your guys' work and everything that you guys got going on. We have yet to begin nerding out on Kolby Diaz and Mark Noslerler because we've got more nerding out to do on you guys and on the things you guys nerd out on. Mark, now that I'm learning that you're a wrestling fan, we're about to nerd out on even more shit. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because we are massive wrestling fans over here. So
Nice.
so on that too, before we get going, SHDU, give us your plug, sir.
Yes, well, I am at SHDU Studios everywhere, and for my music, it is at SHDU Music. Check out lore, world building, writing, and pretty much everything else. And once again, as I said last time, there are edited VODs of the where I've added music and stuff of our D&D campaign that are going up on my channel. I'm just finished the third one, so yeah, go watch it.
If you're into D&D and you like to see the players
Insanity.
The players piss off the DM, then you know, that is the best thing. That's just remember the first thing I made you let us roll for was allowing a tiefling to scratch my ass with his tail.
Yeah. Oh no, I remember.
Yep, and it was great. And then as always on that too as well.
Treesus saves.
Yes, of course.
All hail Treesus.
So there we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and if you guys don't understand the reference, go check out the great.
Go watch it.
It's great. It's a lot of fun shit. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you can connect with us on all the social media places if it exists. We are there at Distance Nerding. Of course, you can email us at distancenerding@aol.com because yes, that is a real email address. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We will see everybody next week. Yes, if there's a game night tomorrow night, it's not going to be with. I
don't think there is. I don't have anything.
Most of us are going to a con
maybe try
tomorrow.
to do a Wild Willy or something, but I don't.
Yeah. Most of us are going to a con tomorrow, so we're going to be down in San Jose doing.
Right. So yeah, then probably next week.
Yeah, so we will see everybody next week on Tuesday, Thursday, and on Friday. So thank you guys again for coming on and hanging out with us. We'll catch everybody later. Thanks, and keep nerding together.
Distance Nerding.